There comes a moment in life when everything feels like it's crashing down, when your dreams seem too far. Your energy runs dry, and you wonder if it's even worth pushing anymore. You question everything. The weight of the world feels unbearable, and the silence of your own struggle is deafening. But what if I told you that in that exact moment, you are closer to your breakthrough than you've ever been? What if the key to unlocking the next chapter of your life is buried within that feeling of exhaustion and despair? Watch this video till the end, because this might just be the moment that transforms everything. There are moments in life when it feels like everything is crumbling around you. You feel small, insignificant, like you're drowning in an ocean of your own failures, mistakes, and uncertainties. The weight of it all presses down, suffocating you. You want to escape, to run away from it, to pretend like it's not happening. Like if you just close your eyes long enough, everything will magically disappear. But deep down, you know it won't. What if I told you that in this exact moment, you're facing the thing that will change you forever? That this struggle, this pain, this battle you feel so desperate to avoid is the very thing that will shape you into the person you're meant to become. It's hard to see it when you're in the middle of it, when the days drag on, one after the other, and all you can think about is the relief of getting out of this dark place. We've all been there, but here's the truth. You can't grow without the struggle. It's the fire that refines you, the furnace that shapes your character. Without it, you stay stagnant, unchanged, trapped in a cycle of comfort that leaves you unprepared for anything greater. I know it doesn't feel that way right now. I know that when you're exhausted, when you're drained, and every step forward feels like a battle, you just want to quit. The world tells you that success is about smooth, steady climbs, that greatness comes easily, that happiness is just waiting for you around the corner. But that's a lie. Success, true success, is born in the struggle. It's formed in the moments when you feel like you have nothing left to give, when you're staring at your own limitations and wondering if it's all even worth it. That's when your strength is forged, when resilience is built. The truth is, struggle doesn't just break you down, it builds you up. It's in these hardest moments that you uncover parts of yourself you never knew existed. The strength, the determination, the willpower, it's already in you, hidden beneath the surface, just waiting to be uncovered. You may not feel it right now, but every single challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, is pushing you to dig deeper, to find that part of yourself that can stand tall in the face of adversity. It's easy to look at others and think that they have it all figured out, that their success came without any pain, without any hardship. But that's not the reality. We all have our battles. We all face times where we question our worth, our ability, our purpose. But those who rise above, who push through the toughest moments, are the ones who truly transform. They embrace the struggle, not because they enjoy the pain, but because they know that through it, they will emerge stronger. I know you're tired. I know you want to give up, but I'm asking you to stay with it, to keep going, even when it feels like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. The truth is, you are building something inside of yourself right now that will serve you for the rest of your life. Every time you push forward, every time you refuse to quit, you are becoming someone who is more resilient, more capable, more powerful than you ever thought possible. The hardest times in life are the ones that teach us who we truly are. And when you look back, when you see how far you've come, you'll realize that it wasn't the easy moments that defined you. It was the ones where you fought through the pain, where you pushed past the fear, where you kept going when every part of you screamed to stop. Those are the moments that create real strength, and you're building that strength right now. So stop running from the struggle. Stop wishing it would disappear. You are stronger than you think. And the very thing you fear is the very thing that will elevate you. The struggle isn't your enemy. It's your greatest ally. It's the fire that will forge you into the person you need to be. Right now, it feels like the world is pressing against you. It feels like you're trapped, like there's no way out. But hold on. Stay in the fight. The breakthrough is coming. And when it does, you'll look back at this moment, at this struggle, and you'll see that it was exactly what you needed to become the person you were always meant to be. You've got this. Keep going. You are stronger than the struggle, and it's through this pain that you will rise. There are days when you wake up feeling like you're stuck in the same place you were yesterday, the day before, the week before, maybe even the year before. It's as if the world is moving around you, but you're standing still, trapped in a loop that seems endless. You go through the motions, push yourself as hard as you can, but nothing seems to change. No milestones, no breakthroughs, no recognition. And in those moments, doubt creeps in, quietly but insistently. Is this all for nothing? Am I wasting my time? I want you to understand something right now. Progress doesn't always look like progress. It doesn't always come with a big fanfare or fireworks or applause. Most of the time, it's happening silently. You might not see it. Others might not notice it. But that doesn't mean it's not real. The struggle you're feeling, the frustration, the exhaustion, it's not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're moving. You're growing, even if you can't see it yet. Every effort you make, no matter how small it seems, is a step forward. It's easy to think that progress only counts if it's visible. But that's not true. The shift you're creating inside yourself, the way you're learning to handle your fears, your doubts, your setbacks, those moments matter more than you realize. Do you know how a seed grows? It starts underground, invisible to the world. You plant it, water it, care for it, but you don't see the roots reaching down into the soil, the tiny tendrils slowly wrapping around what they can find. It takes time. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and all the while, the seed is working, doing its thing beneath the surface. It's not giving up just because you can't see it. One day, when you least expect it, you'll look down and see a sprout poking through the dirt, and that moment will feel like a miracle. But it won't be. It will be the result of everything that happened in the unseen. That's what's happening to you. All those moments when you're tired, when you feel like giving up, when it seems like nothing's changing, those are the moments when the real work is happening. Inside you. You may not be able to see it yet. You may not be able to feel it, but it's there, it's building, it's growing, it's transforming you into someone stronger, someone more capable. You are becoming who you need to be. The world is obsessed with visible results. Social media, advertising, everything around us screams, look at the success, look at the perfect life. But the truth is, the biggest transformations happen in private. They happen in the moments when no one is watching. When you keep going, even though you can't see the finish line. When you keep pushing through, not because you know it'll pay off tomorrow, but because you know it matters. Because you know you matter. It's easy to get lost in the trap of comparing your progress to others. Why am I not where they are? Why do they seem to have it all figured out? But that's not the point. The point is, you're on your own journey. Your progress is yours and it's happening at its own pace. It's not about how fast you move or how shiny your results are. It's about the quiet work, the grit, the perseverance. It's about those small moments when you choose to keep going. Even when it feels pointless. Even when it feels like you're stuck. You're building resilience, even if you don't see it. Every day you show up, even when the world doesn't notice. You're planting the seeds for the life you want to create. Every time you push past the mental barriers, every time you get up after you fall, you're strengthening yourself. The moments that feel like failure are not setbacks. They're lessons. They're the pieces of the puzzle that will come together when the time is right. You might not see the results today, or tomorrow, or even next week. But one day, when you're standing where you thought you could never stand, you'll realize how far you've come. The person you're becoming won't be the person you expected, but they will be exactly who you needed to be. And you'll look back and see that it wasn't the big victories that got you there. It was the quiet, consistent effort. The moments when you chose not to give up, even when no one was looking. You don't need to see it to believe it. You just need to keep moving. Keep trusting that every small action is building something bigger. Keep believing that all of this is adding up, even if it feels like you're standing still. The progress is happening, and when you look back, when you've made it through to the other side, you'll understand. You'll see how the smallest steps took you farther than you ever imagined. Right now, it might feel like the world is moving past you, that you're not making any headway, that nothing is changing. But trust this, you are moving. Even when you feel stuck, even when the progress is invisible, you are becoming who you're meant to be. And one day, you'll see just how far you've come. Keep going. Keep pushing. The results will come, but the change inside you, that's already happening. There are moments when failure hits so hard it feels like the world just slapped you across the face. You've worked, you've struggled, you've poured your heart into something, and then nothing. It falls apart. The dream slips away. The path that seemed so clear becomes tangled, twisted, and broken. And in that moment, it's easy to feel like you've failed. It's easy to think that this is the end of the road, that you've reached the limit of your abilities, your worth, your potential. But here's something you need to hear right now. Failure is not the end. It's not a sign that you've been beaten. It's a teacher. A brutal, raw teacher that shows you exactly what you need to learn, even if you're not ready to hear it. Failure doesn't define you. It refines you. It strips you down and reveals what you're truly made of. And most importantly, it gives you the opportunity to rise higher than you ever thought possible. I know that's hard to accept when you're standing in the rubble of what you thought was going to be your success. It feels like failure is a punishment, a mark on your record, something you'll never be able to erase. But look at it from a different angle. Failure isn't a destination. It's a part of the journey. It's a detour. It's the moment when life forces you to pause, to reflect, to grow. It's the universe telling you that you haven't learned everything yet, that there's still more to discover about yourself, about what you truly want, and about what you're capable of. Think about the times you've failed in the past. It might have been a project that fell through, a relationship that didn't work out, or a dream that seemed to slip through your fingers. It hurt. It crushed you. But when you look back now, don't you see that those moments taught you something? They revealed your weaknesses. Yes, but they also revealed your strengths. They showed you what you needed to change, what you needed to learn. And most importantly, they showed you that you could survive. You could rise from it. Failure carves the path to success, but it does so in a way that you don't always expect. It teaches you lessons you didn't ask for, lessons that may not feel fair, but that are absolutely necessary. It forces you to adapt, to evolve, to dig deeper. And it's in those moments of struggle, of uncertainty, when you discover what you're truly made of. You may not see it right now, but every time you've failed, you've come closer to the person you're meant to be. You've learned more about your capacity to bounce back, to keep going even when everything inside you says to stop. You've learned that success isn't about never falling. It's about how you rise every time you do. But this isn't just about survival. It's about growth. It's about using failure as the stepping stone to something greater. The truth is, you don't grow in the comfortable moments. You don't change when everything is going smoothly. It's the tough times, the ones that knock you down and force you to rethink everything you thought you knew, that shape you. They teach you who you really are and what you're capable of. And when you face your failures head on, when you refuse to let them define you, that's when you start to tap into your true power. I know it's painful. I know you want to avoid the hurt, to shield yourself from the embarrassment, the shame, the disappointment. But that's not how growth works. If you want to truly evolve, you have to face failure with courage. You have to stand up and say, I'm not done yet. This is not where my story ends. I'm going to learn from this. I'm going to grow from this, and I'm going to keep moving forward. Because the moment you do that, the moment you stop seeing failure as your enemy and start seeing it as your teacher, that's when everything changes. So the next time failure knocks on your door, don't turn away. Don't hide from it. Don't let it break you. Embrace it. Ask it what you need to learn, because it will show you the way. It will show you what's been holding you back, what's been keeping you stuck. And when you learn from it, when you adapt and grow, you'll be stronger, wiser, and more equipped to handle whatever comes next. Failure is not the end. It's the beginning of something incredible. It's the moment when you realize that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. It's the moment when you decide that you won't let one setback define you. It's the lesson you never thought you needed, but the one that will shape you the most. You are not your failures. You are the strength, the resilience, and the wisdom that comes from standing up after every fall. You are the person who learns, who grows, who keeps moving forward, no matter how many times you stumble. That's who you are, and that's what failure teaches you. It teaches you that no matter how many times you fall, you will rise again, and you will rise even stronger. So stand tall, learn from this, grow from this. And remember, failure is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of your greatest transformation. There's a weight that follows you around. Maybe you can't see it, but you feel it. It's like a constant tug pulling at you, reminding you of everything you've been through, everything you've lost, everything you've failed to achieve. Sometimes it's a past mistake that haunts you, a decision you wish you could take back. Other times it's a toxic relationship, an old friendship, or a piece of your past that you just can't seem to shake off. You hold on to these things because, in some twisted way, they feel safe. It's familiar. You think, if I just hold on a little longer, things will get better. Maybe this time it will work out. But deep down, you know it's not working. You know you're not moving forward. You're stuck. And that's because holding on isn't making you stronger. It's weighing you down. Letting go is one of the hardest things you'll ever do. It feels like losing a part of yourself, like letting go of everything that made you who you are. But here's the truth. Sometimes, holding on is the thing that's keeping you from becoming who you were always meant to be. The people, the beliefs, the past experiences that you cling to, they're not protecting you, they're suffocating you. And until you find the courage to release them, you'll remain stuck in a cycle that will only hold you back. I know the fear you're feeling. It's terrifying to let go. You're afraid of what might happen. What if the future doesn't hold anything better? What if, by letting go, you lose everything you've worked for? The thought of change, of uncertainty, is enough to make anyone freeze. But let me tell you something. True strength doesn't come from holding on to what's familiar. It comes from the courage to release what no longer serves you, and to trust that the future will hold something greater than you could ever imagine. I want you to ask yourself right now, what are you holding on to? What is it that you're afraid to release? It could be a past mistake that keeps playing over and over in your mind, a failure that has become your identity, or a relationship that's draining the life out of you. You keep looking back, wondering if you could have done things differently. But the truth is, the more you look back, the less you're able to move forward. You can't change the past. You can't fix what's already broken. The only thing you can do is decide to let go and make room for the life that's waiting for you. Letting go doesn't mean you're giving up. It doesn't mean you're weak. In fact, it takes more strength to release what's hurting you than it does to hold on. It's not easy, but you don't grow in comfort. You grow in change. You grow in the moments when you finally say, enough. I'm done living in the past. I'm ready to step into the future. Imagine the possibilities that could open up for you if you just let go. Imagine the space you could create in your life for something new, something better. The pain you're holding on to, the resentment, the regret, it's all taking up space in your heart. Space that could be filled with joy, with peace, with the kind of life you've only dreamed about. But in order for that to happen, you have to let go of what's holding you back. You have to trust that the future has something greater for you, even if you can't see it yet. I know it feels like you're risking everything by letting go. It feels like you're stepping into the unknown, and that can be one of the scariest things you'll ever do. But what's scarier? Staying stuck in a life that isn't working, or taking a leap of faith, letting go of everything that's dragging you down, and trusting that you'll land somewhere better. The unknown isn't something to fear, it's the place where your greatest growth happens. It's where your potential lies. Think about the things in your life that you've been holding on to. Now imagine how much lighter you would feel if you just released them. Let go of the guilt, the anger, the shame, the fear. Let go of the relationships that no longer serve you. Let go of the outdated beliefs that keep you small. Let go of the need to control everything. Because when you let go, you create space. Space for new opportunities, new relationships, new experiences. You create space for the person you're meant to become. And here's the kicker. When you finally find the courage to let go, you'll realize that what you were holding on to wasn't as important as you thought it was. It was never meant to define you. It was a lesson, not a life sentence. The strength you need to move forward has always been inside you. It was just buried under everything you refused to let go of. So I'm asking you right now to take that first step. The step that feels impossible. The step that will change everything. Let go. Let go of the past that's keeping you in chains. Let go of the fear that's keeping you small. Let go of the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you can do. Let go. Because only then can you truly move forward. The future is waiting for you. And it's waiting for the person who has the courage to step into it without looking back. That person is you. You just have to trust that letting go is the first step in creating the life you've always wanted. The strength you've been searching for, it's in the release. It's in the letting go. And once you do, you'll see just how much you're capable of. There's a part of you that's tired of trying, tired of seeing others move faster, achieve more, and seemingly glide through life while you're still here, pushing, struggling, inching forward with every step. You've asked yourself countless times, why isn't this working? Why does it feel like I'm not making any progress? You feel like you're stuck in a cycle, working harder and harder. But nothing seems to change. The results aren't coming fast enough, and the frustration is suffocating. You've been led to believe that success comes from making big, dramatic moves, the loud victories, the explosive moments where everything falls into place. The stories we hear about people who hit it big overnight. And we think, that's the way it should happen for me too. But here's the truth. That kind of success is rare. And it's never sustainable. True success, the kind that lasts, the kind that changes your life for good, isn't born in those explosive moments. It's created in the quiet, mundane, repetitive moments of showing up every single day when no one is watching, when it feels like nothing is happening, and when you're questioning whether it's all worth it. Consistency is not glamorous. It doesn't come with fireworks or applause. It doesn't promise immediate results, but it's the most powerful tool you have at your disposal. It's the thing that will carry you when the motivation fades, when the excitement wears off, and when you feel like giving up. Because consistency is what builds momentum. It's what lays the foundation for everything you want to achieve. I know what you're thinking, but I've been consistent. I've been trying. I've been showing up. Yes, you have. But here's the thing. Consistency doesn't always come with instant rewards. Sometimes it's the small, seemingly insignificant actions that you take each day that build up to something life-changing. Every time you show up, even when it feels pointless, even when you can't see the impact, you're making progress. Every single small effort you make is another brick in the foundation of your success. I want you to really think about the times when you've seen small, incremental growth in your life. Maybe it was learning a new skill, building a habit, or even just getting through a difficult day. At the time, those small actions didn't feel significant, but over time they built something inside you. A resilience, a strength, a skill set that you didn't have before. And now looking back, you see how those tiny moments of consistency created the life you have today. But there's still doubt, isn't there? The fear that all your efforts won't add up to anything, that you'll put in all this work and nothing will come of it. Let me tell you this, the results are coming, but they're coming in a way you don't expect. They won't show up all at once, but as you keep showing up, even when it feels like nothing is changing, something will shift. One day you'll wake up and realize that all those small efforts have added up. You'll look around and see that you've built something meaningful, and you'll know that it wasn't the big dramatic moments that made it happen. It was the quiet power of consistency. The secret is in the commitment to continue, even when you can't see the end result. It's not about waiting for the breakthrough. It's about trusting that every action you take, no matter how small, is leading you somewhere. Trusting that even the days that feel like failures are actually lessons. Every setback, every struggle, every small win, they're all part of the process. You might not understand how or why, but they're all building momentum that will eventually carry you to a place you can't even imagine yet. You don't have to see the finish line today. You don't have to know exactly how it will all play out. All you need to do is focus on today. Focus on showing up. Focus on the small steps. Because when you commit to consistency, something incredible happens. You begin to transform. You stop measuring success in grand gestures and start measuring it in your ability to keep moving forward, no matter how hard it gets. You stop waiting for permission or the perfect moment. You begin to realize that the power was in your hands all along. It won't always be easy. There will be days when you question if it's worth it, when you wonder if you're on the right path. But that's where true growth happens, in the moments when you don't feel like continuing, but choose to do it anyway. It's in those moments that you're building the life you've always wanted. It's the commitment to keep going when no one is watching, when the world is quiet, and when the results aren't visible yet. So let me ask you this. What would happen if you stopped looking for quick fixes, stopped waiting for the next big thing, and just focused on showing up every single day? What would happen if you trusted in the power of consistency, knowing that each small step, no matter how small, was moving you forward? The truth is, you are already laying the foundation for something incredible. Every time you show up, you are building momentum. And one day, that momentum will take you to a place you never thought possible. It will carry you to the life you've dreamed about. A life built not on overnight success, but on the quiet, steady power of consistency. Keep going, keep showing up. And when you look back, you'll see that those small, everyday efforts created the life you're living today. There's a place you've been, maybe you're still there now. A place where everything feels heavy. The weight of your own thoughts, the constant barrage of doubt, the never-ending cycle of frustrations. You wake up every day and face a world that feels like it's out of your control. Like the challenges are mounting, and no matter how hard you try, you can't seem to break free from them. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeing everything as an obstacle, of believing that the world is just set up to break you down. But let me tell you something right now that you might not want to hear. The way you're seeing the world is what's keeping you stuck. It's not the world that's failing you. It's how you're interpreting it. The difference between feeling trapped and feeling empowered is all about perspective. Your reality, every single thing you experience, is shaped by the lens through which you view the world. And if you can change that lens, if you can change how you see things, everything in your life can change. Right now, you might be staring down a challenge, a setback, or even a failure. It's easy to look at those things and see them as signs that you're not enough, that you're not capable, or that the universe is against you. But what if I told you that every single challenge you face, every setback, and every moment of uncertainty is not a wall, but a doorway? What if that failure isn't a reflection of your inability, but rather an invitation to learn something you didn't know before? I get it. When things go wrong, when the world feels like it's closing in on you, it's hard to see it that way. It's hard to reframe the pain, the disappointment, and the confusion into something that feels like an opportunity. But this is the moment where your power begins. This is where you take control, not of the situation, but of how you respond to it. You see, when you change your perspective, you change your power. Think about it. When you see a setback as just a failure, you're allowing it to define you. But when you see it as a lesson, a chance to learn and grow, you take the power back. When you view uncertainty as potential, an open road filled with possibilities instead of a dead end, you shift the entire dynamic of your life. The struggle doesn't control you anymore. You do. So how do you make this shift? How do you reframe your perspective when everything feels out of your control? It starts with one thought. One small moment of awareness. The moment you realize that how you think about something determines how you feel about it, how you experience it. It's not the challenge itself that dictates your emotions, it's how you choose to interpret it. When you start seeing challenges as opportunities, your world shifts. Suddenly, you're not afraid of what's ahead of you. You're excited about it. You're not paralyzed by the thought of failure. You're invigorated by the possibility of growth. That doesn't mean everything becomes easy or painless. It means that you stop letting the difficulty of life steal your joy or sense of control. You realize that each step, no matter how difficult, is a step forward. Look at your life right now. Look at the things that are causing you pain, the things that are making you question your path. Can you reframe them? Can you see those things not as obstacles, but as opportunities to learn, to adapt, to transform? What would happen if you stopped seeing every difficulty as something happening to you and started seeing it as something happening for you? What would happen if you stopped asking, why me, and started asking, what can I learn from this? This is where your power lies. It's in your ability to shift your perspective, to stop being a victim of your circumstances, and to start seeing yourself as the architect of your own experience. You have the ability to transform the way you feel about everything that's happening in your life. And when you begin to do that, the world will begin to change with you. But there's one thing I need you to understand. This is not an easy path. Changing your perspective takes time. It takes effort. It takes practice. You'll fall back into old patterns of thinking. You'll feel doubt, fear, and frustration. But each time you catch yourself, each time you pause and remind yourself that you can choose how you view the situation, you take another step toward freedom. Each time you shift your mindset, you strengthen the foundation of your personal power. This doesn't mean that life won't be hard. It doesn't mean that every challenge will feel easy. But it does mean that you won't be as defeated by it. It means that instead of seeing life as something you're battling against, you'll start seeing it as something you're navigating with strength and wisdom. The storms won't break you. They'll teach you. And you'll keep moving forward, stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Imagine a life where you don't see failure as the end, but as the beginning of a new chapter. Imagine waking up every day with the belief that whatever comes your way is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to step closer to who you are meant to be. Imagine being able to look at every setback, every disappointment, and feel a sense of empowerment, knowing that you control how you respond, and you control how you move forward. That's the power of perspective. That's the power of mindset. And once you start shifting how you see things, once you start embracing challenges as growth opportunities, you'll experience a world you never imagined possible. You'll discover the strength inside you, the resilience that's been there all along, and you'll begin to create a life that is not defined by what happens to you, but by how you choose to rise up in response. So the next time life feels overwhelming, when you're facing a setback or feeling trapped by your circumstances, remember this. The key to everything you want is not in the external world, it's in the way you choose to view it. You have the power to change how you feel about your reality. And in doing so, you can change your entire life. You've been waiting, haven't you? Waiting for something to shift, something to happen, something to finally fall into place. You've been working so hard, pushing, striving, pouring everything you have into a future that feels just beyond your reach. And yet, the results don't seem to match the effort. The breakthroughs you've been longing for don't come. The doors you've been knocking on remain closed. You can't help but wonder, why isn't this happening for me? What am I missing? I can feel that frustration, that sense of urgency that comes from feeling like time is slipping away. It's like you're standing still while the world moves forward, while everyone else's dreams are coming true, while their lives seem to be falling into place. It's easy to think that you're being left behind, that you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of waiting for your moment to arrive. But what if I told you that the very thing you're struggling with, the waiting, the uncertainty, the confusion, isn't something you need to fight against? What if I told you that this moment, right here, right now, is exactly where you're meant to be? That the timing of your life is unfolding in its own perfect rhythm, and the delays, the detours, the moments of silence are all part of the process. I know it's hard to accept. It's hard to trust that everything is happening for a reason, when you feel like nothing is happening at all. But life doesn't operate on your schedule. It doesn't unfold according to the timeline you've set for yourself. The universe has its own rhythm, its own way of orchestrating things. And sometimes, that rhythm doesn't align with our plans. Sometimes it requires us to slow down, to wait to let things unfold in their own time. And that waiting, that's not wasted time. It's part of the journey. It's easy to look at others and feel like they've got it all figured out. They seem to be moving forward effortlessly, achieving their goals, living the life you've been working toward. And yet here you are, stuck in the waiting game. But here's the truth. Their path is not yours. Your journey is unique. The struggles you're facing right now are shaping you in ways you can't see. The delays, the moments of confusion, the uncertainty you feel, they are not signs that you're not enough. They are signs that you're in the process of becoming exactly who you need to be. This is where the shift happens. This is where the breakthrough comes. When you stop fighting against the timing of your life and start trusting it. Every single moment of waiting, every single setback is preparing you for what's next. It's hard to see that when you're in the middle of it. But one day, you'll look back and realize that all of it, the waiting, the struggles, the detours, was leading you to something bigger than you could have imagined. You're not behind. You're exactly where you need to be. You may not understand it right now, and that's okay. Life isn't a race. There's no finish line you're trying to reach before anyone else. Your journey isn't meant to look like anyone else's. And just because the results aren't visible today, doesn't mean they aren't coming. Trust the process. Trust the timing. The truth is, you can't control everything. You can't force the universe to move faster or make things happen before their time. But what you can control is how you show up every day. You can control how you respond to the moments of uncertainty. You can control how you use this time of waiting to prepare yourself for the greatness that's coming. You can control your mindset, your resilience, and your faith that everything will come together when the time is right. Imagine this for a moment. What if you stopped stressing about the timing of your life? What if you let go of the pressure to have everything figured out by now, to have your future all planned out, to have success and happiness arrive in a specific way and at a specific time? What if you trusted that everything you've been through, every disappointment, every setback, every moment of doubt was leading you to something that you couldn't see yet, but that was far bigger than anything you could have imagined? That's the magic of trust. When you stop trying to control every outcome and instead trust that everything is happening exactly as it's meant to, you begin to feel a sense of peace. The pressure starts to lift. And when you let go of that pressure, you create space for new opportunities, new insights, and new possibilities that you couldn't have seen before. You stop forcing your life into a mold that doesn't fit, and you start allowing it to unfold in a way that's authentic, organic, and aligned with who you are becoming. This doesn't mean that everything will be easy. This doesn't mean that the waiting will suddenly become enjoyable. There will still be moments of frustration, moments when you question everything. But trust me when I say that these moments are not wasted. They are not signs of failure. They are part of the journey. They are part of the preparation that will allow you to step into the next chapter of your life when the time is right. You may not understand it now, but there will come a day when everything will make sense. The delays, the confusion, the moments when it felt like nothing was happening. One day, you'll see that all of it was leading you to something incredible. It was all part of your journey. And when you arrive at that place, you'll realize that the timing was perfect all along. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. You don't need to have all the answers. What you need is to trust the process. Trust that the universe is guiding you, even when you can't see the way forward. Trust that every moment of waiting is preparing you for what's coming. And most importantly, trust that the timing of your life is exactly as it should be. So stop rushing. Stop trying to force things to happen before their time. Let go of the pressure to have everything figured out. Trust that your journey is unfolding in its own perfect rhythm. And when the time is right, everything will align in ways you can't even imagine. You are exactly where you need to be. Trust that. Right now, you might be standing in a place where you feel uncertain, where everything around you feels in limbo. And you're not sure if your actions today will matter tomorrow. You've been waiting for the right moment to begin, waiting for the perfect circumstances. For the ideal time when everything aligns and you can finally start building the life you've dreamed of. But deep down, you know that waiting isn't helping. It's keeping you stuck. What if I told you that your legacy isn't about what you leave behind? It's about what you're creating right now. What if the future you're hoping for doesn't start down the road, but starts today? Every decision, every moment of growth, every action you take in this very moment is the foundation for the person you're becoming. It's shaping the legacy you will leave behind, and it's happening now. The truth is, your legacy doesn't start after you've made it, or once you've hit a milestone. It begins with every step you take in the present. You've been living as though the future will somehow be different. You tell yourself that one day you'll be the person you're meant to be, that one day things will come together. But that one day isn't guaranteed. And that person you're waiting to become, they're not coming unless you start creating them right now. The actions you take today are the blueprint for everything you will ever do. You are not just existing, just going through the motions. You are actively creating something that will last long after you're gone. Every time you decide to keep pushing when it's easier to quit. Every time you choose to be better than you were yesterday. Every time you learn, grow, and evolve, that is what builds the legacy you will leave. It's not about waiting for the big moments, the big win. It's about the small, consistent steps you take, even when no one is looking. Those are the moments that matter. I know it's easy to feel like you haven't done enough, like you're not where you want to be yet, like you're running out of time. It's easy to think that until you reach a certain milestone, you can't begin to build anything meaningful. But this mindset is keeping you from realizing the power of now. You have more control than you think. The choices you make today are what lay the groundwork for tomorrow. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need everything figured out. You just need to start. Think about it for a moment. How often do we look at people who've made it, who've built something lasting, and think they must have had it all figured out from the beginning? But that's a lie. They didn't start out with all the answers. They didn't wait for the perfect conditions to begin their journey. They started where they were, with what they had, and they made every moment count. They understood that their legacy wasn't built overnight, but it was built every single day. You're no different. The small, seemingly insignificant things you do today are the building blocks of the future you want to create. The habits you form, the choices you make, the way you show up in the world, those things are shaping the story you'll tell when you look back on your life. Your legacy isn't some grand event that happens at the end of your life. It's the accumulation of every moment, every choice, every lesson learned along the way. I get it. You want to make a big impact. You want to leave something behind that matters. But the truth is, the impact you have doesn't start when you think you've arrived. It starts now. It starts with the way you handle your daily challenges, the way you treat people, the way you show up for your goals and dreams, even when no one's watching. The choices you make in the quiet moments matter just as much as the ones in the spotlight. The power to shape your legacy is in your hands right now. It's not about what you've done, it's about what you're doing right now. Today, in this moment, you are actively creating the foundation for your future self. And that future version of you, they will be stronger, wiser, and more capable because of what you're doing right now. Every decision you make moves you closer to the person you want to be. Every action you take builds momentum, no matter how small it may seem in the moment. The truth is, you don't need to wait for the perfect moment to create a meaningful life. The time is now. Every step you take today shapes the legacy you leave for tomorrow. So ask yourself, what are you doing today that's building the life you want to leave behind? What actions, no matter how small, are moving you forward? Are you taking the time to learn, to grow, to make better decisions? Every time you choose to do the hard thing, every time you decide to keep going when it's easier to stop, you're building something that will last long after you're gone. It's not about grand gestures or big successes. It's about the moments of quiet commitment, the small but powerful steps that accumulate over time. The choices you make today are what will define your tomorrow. Right now, you're building your legacy. Every moment you spend working on yourself, every effort you make to improve, every act of kindness, every challenge you face. These are the building blocks. You don't need to wait for a better time. You don't need to wait for everything to be perfect. Start now. Your legacy isn't something that happens in the future. It's happening right now. What you do today matters. You are not just living, you are creating something that will live on long after you've moved on. And it's happening one step at a time with every choice you make. You are the creator of your future. Your legacy starts now.